Hey guys, before we start this best of 7 series, I just want to let you know what's going on, what this tournament is, and where it comes from. This is a Chinese-led tournament. It's led by a guy named Wonyu, which basically means iCow. He's a Chinese tournament organizer, and he was kind enough to give us permission to use his VOD. I have to give a big shout out to RJBTV, who set this up. He contacted Wonyu through a proxy and helped me get permission for casting this series. So shout out to him and shout out to Wonyu. I'll put a link to his Bilibili account in the description of this video. If you guys speak Chinese, then you should definitely check it out. So this might be a little bit weird for me. I speak a bit of Chinese. I studied for 4 years. I lived in China for 2 years. And so I'm going to be understanding a lot more. I'm pretty used to not understanding anything that's going on or what they're saying at all in the casts I do for Korean Broodwar. But here it's going to be a little weird. It is going to be a little bit hard, but we're going to do our best. Hopefully this is a good cast, and you guys like the video, and we can make this a bit more of a series. Maybe even in the future, hopefully get some replays from these guys, if we can work together with them and keep communicating with them. That's a possibility. I could see that happening in the future. We won't know until we try. But for now, it's going to be a VOD. Pretty high quality VOD. Looks like he's got some pretty good quality over on Bilibili. It did take a long time to download this. But they do quite a bit. They do quite a bit of best of 7 series between some of the best Korean players in the world. Here we've got Rush versus Best. Best of 7 that you're probably not going to see anywhere else. Unless you're, a fan of Chinese content. If you're a Chinese speaker, maybe you're on Bilibili and you're well aware of this series, but I highly doubt it. I bet a lot of my... I'm willing to go out on a limb and bet a lot of my viewers have never seen this, have no idea that this kind of event has been going on, and probably interested to see what this might be like. We got Rush over here in the top right. We got Best in the bottom right. And Nexus has just been thrown down. Best. Looks like he got a goon. Did he get a goon out here before? Yeah, he did go one goon into Nexus with range on the way. And we've got Rush. Having pulled off of gas, he's about to throw down his own CC. Hasn't dropped his bunker here just yet. I see a little bit of jitteriness with the replay. Seems like here and there might be a bit of a connection issue. I'm not sure. I really wonder because I know that there's the Great Firewall in China. When I lived there, it was really difficult to connect with the outside world and to access normal, the normal internet. The internet outside of China was a little bit cut off, and I tried playing Broodwar in China at the what they call Wangba. It's like PC Cafe, and it was a little bit hard. It didn't really want to connect. Maybe I just didn't have the right thing downloaded. Maybe I was just missing some component that you need, an extra component like a VPN component or something to get Broodwar to actually connect to the Korean server. But I was having a hard time. Everything was super slow. And so it was tough. Also, not very many computers have Broodwar. Not very many internet cafes actually have Broodwar in it. You have to download it every time you show up to the internet cafe. So, I had to try it, but it didn't really work too well. I'm curious how the quality is going to be, and if the players will be feeling any lag by playing in these Chinese-led tournaments. You can see we got Huafu J Star there at the top right-hand corner. That would be the Chinese account. That is the observer for this series. I'm not sure if that's Wonyu himself, but likely, I would say. Probably that's him. And he's obviously in China. These guys are in South Korea. They must be connecting through a VPN. I hope there's not a lag issue. Oh my gosh. I was just wondering where these SCVs are going, but there it is, top left-hand corner. He drops a CC top left, and he's going to hide a CC over there. This is crazy from Rush. Going to be opening this best of 7 series with a hidden CC in top left. That is pretty unexpected, honestly. This is not something that Best is going to scout immediately. He might end up sending an observer over there eventually, but it's going to be a little while. We'll see if Rush can get enough value out of that CC to make it worth it. He only needs to mine up there for just a few minutes because of this SCV transfer. If you're just going to build the CC and then slowly build out SCVs from that location, it takes a lot longer to make back your money and actually make that a profitable expansion. But with the SCV transfer, he's got that fully operational immediately, and every moment that ticks by where Rush is actually getting value out of that base, he's making a huge amount of profit. You can see Best clearing out these mines now as he sends in the shuttle and Reaver to check the main base, check the defenses here. It's looking pretty solid so far from Rush. From what I can see, I don't think there's going to be much damage done here. Even has the CC, a pretty decent setup here in the main mines, turrets. Everything's ready. This is a good start from Rush. Really solid beginning to this series. Gonna get started off on the right foot here, but Best is not an easy player to topple. Even with this advantage, if a fight goes poorly for Rush, this game could absolutely flip on its head. But the way things are right now, if Rush makes no mistakes with his upcoming push, he's gonna have way more than Best expects. And Best may just get absolutely smashed. This is pretty unfortunate for our Protoss player. The Ape Toss himself here, Best, gonna get completely blindsided by the space in top left. He's moving to the middle of the map. I don't think he's going to scout over there, guys. I really don't think it's going to happen. Rush is probably going to bump up that factory count, go up to like 9, 10 factories, and just come out with an absolutely massive army. Usually, 6, 7 factories is kind of the max you can do if you're going to do a 2-base push. Oh, he's starting another base. This is wild. I don't know if this is even necessary. I mean, he's extending out the facade here a little bit longer than I think it needs to be. He's gonna show Best this third. Best is gonna see, oh, you're taking a third? Okay. He's gonna believe that he's further ahead than he actually thinks. He's gonna believe that the game state is way different than it actually is. And that this third is way later then the reality of the situation. Is that going to lead to an even better spot? Maybe Rush even gets a better position out of this. Maybe he takes this third, before 11 minutes, and then he's actually got an 11-minute fourth to make an absolutely massive army to max out super quickly and completely destroy Best here. I'm not sure if it's a better option than just going for a huge 3-base timing with a hidden base where Best is just not going to be expecting the masses of units coming out. I guess this allows him to build up more SCVs, to make more use out of this base in the top left-hand corner. You can see he's really adding on a lot of factories now, but he's taking this. Look, pre-11-minute 4th base. That is wild. Rush is in such a good economic position here. As best just getting his Nexus finished over there at the 4th. Has not transferred his probes yet. He is completely out of sorts here. He has no idea the reality of the position that he's in. Sounds like the sound is like a little bit behind. Maybe I can mess with it a little bit for you guys. On my end, the sound was just a little bit behind there. The attack came out, and then the shots from the tanks was a little bit behind that, but maybe I can adjust it with some fancy editing. And by that I mean just moving the video file a little bit forward in the timeline, or moving the audio file a little bit back. Looks like these tanks are able to siege up in range. No SCVs are killed. And best, I mean, he's slowing down. He thinks he's slowing down the 3rd, but he's really unaware of what's going on here. Look at how many factories, guys. It is insane. This is going to be just an incredible 1-1 attack. There's going to be so many units, and so many units more behind that. Best is out on the map once again, but he's not checking top left. He's been completely deceived. And I think he's going to get absolutely rolled. He is behind in supply here at the 12-minute mark. Rush is going to be maxing out here in the next couple of minutes. He has so many factories to do so. You can see his supply just jumping up each round of units, taking him ever closer to that max supply. Has not even taken his 4th gas yet. Has a glut of gas right now in his base. Here he comes, moving out onto the map. Already a full 10 supply ahead. There he gets the shuttle as well. The Reaver is dead. Both the Reavers are gone now, and Rush is just going to be shoving downward towards this natural. This army is unbelievably large for best. Like he's probably looking at this wide-eyed, like, how the heck do you have so much? He's checking out the army with his observer right now. He's just kind of looking at the number of tanks. Eyes probably popping a little bit out of his skull. This is a little bit too early. But he's going to set up here and try to get some amazing storms. Some of the best storms of his life is what he needs to stop this attack that's coming in right now. Rush shoving forward with confidence. He knows this army is devastatingly large. And he's just resetting the rallies here forward to bring so many vultures and tanks. Oh, we're getting a little picture-in-picture here of our Chinese caster. That's pretty funny. I think this was quite recent. Looks like it's cold there. Here comes the army. Huge storms are what's necessary. Can he get the absolute money storms on here? It doesn't really look like it. And Rush will be shoving everything back. Straight back into the natural. This is just overwhelming numbers. And best, the guy who usually has the numbers on his side, the guy who's used to overwhelming his opponents, is getting completely overwhelmed. This is not even close. This is by far and away one of the most dominant performances I've seen against Best. And it's all due to that hidden base over there in the top left-hand corner. Best is going to have to look back at that replay and realize his mistake. Not scutting that top left was his downfall in this game. And he's going to try this little counterattack. He's going to see what he can do. But there's very little he can do at this point, with his bases getting shut off, with his army getting surrounded and killed. He's very low on supply in comparison to what Rush has brought here. Some army coming around the side. He's also getting some great storms on this bridge, but you can see his supply plummeting and Rush's supply absolutely skyrocketing up to 160 as he moves towards bottom left to clear this out, at the same time killing the army and pushing across the map, threatening the containment play over on Best's side. Look at this. So many tanks coming down here. He even targets down the Templar. 2-3 Templar go down before getting even a single storm. Very good targeting there from Rush. Really solid closer from him. And we're going to be going into our next game here shortly, guys. I think that Best is still a little bit like bemused here. How did this happen? How did Rush get so far ahead of me? He's going to be scratching his head for a moment, at least until he sees this replay. As soon as he sees the replay and the timing on that base in top left, then he will know the truth, and he can start to recover in this series. A loss like this, where it feels like you just cannot do anything, your opponent is miles ahead, even though they haven't done anything special, according to you, according to what you've seen. It's hard to recover from something like that, but once he sees the deception here, then he can start to recover mentally and bring this series back. I'm sure that we're going to get some great games between Best and Rush here today. But this is absolute domination. And we're just waiting on the tap out here from Best. We're just waiting for him to take a knee. I don't know why I'm thinking about it right now. I just watched Spartacus recently. I've been watching Spartacus. To put the 2 fingers up, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Beg for mercy. To say uncle. And that moment is coming in here pretty soon. There's just so much stuff. Look at the supply difference. Best, come on, buddy. Fantasy just warged into his body. Just taking control of the mouse and keyboard. Is not allowing him to type those 2 important letters. And there it is. I mean, that's the last 2 units you've got, buddy. Best, I don't know what to tell you, man. This game is over. There must be a lot of money on the line here, guys. There must be a lot of money on the line. I'm going to find out how much money is on the line for the future video. All right, guys, we're here in game number 2, and I apologize if there's any problems here with the audio or the visuals. It is a new series that we're starting here today, and well, like most things I do, it's probably gonna suck the first time, and hopefully it will get better from there. That's just kind of how it goes. Can't promise that it will be perfect, but I can promise that it will get better over time, and that's the best I can do. And so we've got Best spawning here in the bottom left-hand corner. We got Rush over in the top left. Best, I mean, he's going to be feeling a little bit frustrated after that last one. I'm sure he went and took a look during the break. The break was not that long, by the way, guys. I probably could have shown it here, but I went and took a little break myself, so I just went ahead and skipped over as they were switching onto the next map, as they were inviting the players into the game. But I'm sure that Best took a look at that previous game. I'm sure he was confused and saw that, oh, it wasn't that I was just playing bad or that I messed up somewhere. I just didn't scout that top corner, and therefore I found myself in kind of an unwinnable situation where the Terran player just has way more than he's supposed to. And so I'm sure we're going to see him be quite a bit more diligent with his scouting patterns for this game. Just send a prober on the map. Send a zealot out in that mid-game. Right before the Terran's moving out, sitting on 2 bases, kind of turtled up. You got plenty of time. Plenty of time to scout the map. You can save yourself some hardship. Some hardship for sure. No range started as of yet. Oh, I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Once again, the sound just a little bit behind. I'll fix that. I'll fix that in post. Maybe it's something to do with my download of the video from Bilibili. That's probably the reason. Might be something that I have to deal with consistently. Might be something that I decide. Might be a good reason that I decide to kind of put everything together. In the future, just do it all at once. Do all 7 games all in a row without stopping. So that I can line up the audio a little bit easier. Otherwise, I'll have to line up the audio for every single every single game, which would be a little bit annoying. Vulture here. Looks like it's going to get caught. Oh, Vulture just manages to slide around the top side there. First Vulture is so important. Well, it does manage to slip into that right-hand corner. Staying in the fog of war for now, best. Pulling back. Knowing that there's possibility of mines on the map now. Doesn't want to be losing any health or losing a Dragoon early to one of those random mines. There's the range on the way, so 1 gate. I think 1 or 2 goons into a Nexus. Robo into range means there's maybe an opportunity. Maybe a little bit of an opportunity for this little Marine tank push. Pretty standard little push out here with just 2 tanks. About 5 Marines. So only 4 Marines here. So not a huge amount of commitment. And with 4 Dragoons, this can get pretty scary. Yeah, you can lose a tank immediately. And there it is. That Dragoon from the right-hand side. Slipping in. Snipes down that tank. Bit rough there for Rush. I mean, coming all the way across the map with that force and getting nothing. And losing a tank. Generally speaking, you're going to use the pressure of the Marines and tanks to allow the Vultures to get close enough to start throwing down mines. But their Rush was not able to get mines close enough to force the Dragoons back. And now he's here, kind of turtling back at home, waiting for the eventual Reaver to come. Prepping for that. Knowing that he's in a little bit of a rough spot here. Gonna run forward. Can he get this mine to go off? No. Good target fire there from Best. Hasn't been able to delay the 3rd. Hasn't been able to slip by with any Vultures. Rush getting blocked. Rush getting pushed out. With all of these attempts to slow down Best. Best looking very strong here. Best looking like his normal self. Not at all phased by that last game. Not even gonna send something down bottom right to check and see if there's a 3rd. He's sure that Rush would never do that a 2nd time. Not twice in a row, that's for sure. Remember guys, from about this time in our last game, Rush already had that CC up at bottom right. But Best not gonna send anything over there. Not just yet, anyway. We'll see if he sends at least one observer over there. Just check and make sure. That would be, like, it would be annoying to lose to that once, but it would be pretty embarrassing to lose to it twice. Be quite the mind game to go for that a second time. But Rush is not headed in that direction. He's not taking that big of a risk twice in a row in this best of 7 series. Again, I'm gonna try to find out more information about how much money is actually involved in this show match, and if I do end up finding out about that, I'll put it down in the comments or in the description. And I'll look to try to get that information for future videos from this Chinese tournament, from this Chinese show match series. Especially if they're going to be bringing on players of this caliber. If they're going to be bringing in players like Best and Rush, I want to see these games. I want to see how these guys are performing in things in series like this. You know, we can't get permission to do the ultimate battle. I think that's really the best one. The one that I would love to get to see when it comes to these one-on-one show matches. The ultimate battle can't beat it. Unfortunately, can't get the permission there, but these guys have been nice enough to extend that permission. Oh my goodness, no way. Look at this. Rush loses, or excuse me, Best loses his Reaver. Pretty slick move there from Rush to just get out and immediately get rid of that shuttle, but he's not focusing down this shuttle. Shuttles dive right on top of this. Best going directly in right after losing the Reaver. You can tell that Rush was not expecting this, a little bit out of sorts here as he just gets completely run over. Oh, you're not expecting the Protoss player to immediately dive on you after losing the Reaver like that. And this is actually going to work beautifully for him. That round of Zealots that was supposed to be coming across the map ended up having to chase some Vultures that were doing a little run by there. But they have arrived now, or at least the majority of them have arrived here, and they're going to be running in, baiting in some mines, trying to get up a couple more tank kills here. Not a lot of Dragoons left, so he will have to back away. Reasonable trade there, very reasonable trade there, though, for Best. Getting rid of a big chunk of tanks. And slowing down this third base. I mean, we're past the 11-minute mark. Rush, that last little push out there when he sniped the Reaver should have allowed him to move forward and take that third base, but it doesn't. Instead, he's back here kind of sitting and turtling and hoping that he'll be able to figure out a way to get this base online. He's going to have to be very careful about how he pushes out, because Best is well known being one of the strongest players at cracking these third base attempts. And with the lowered tank count, it's going to be that much more difficult. Here he comes now. All right, he's going to come straight out here, setting up the best that he possibly can here on this map. Oh my gosh, the name is escaping me right now. This map is great with the third base. So hard to actually crack. This is a really good defensive position, but the mass is on Best's side, dropping on top of all of these tanks. One zealot each, one zealot apiece, and you get a zealot, and you get a zealot, and every single tank here gets a zealot of his very own, and plenty to spare as they get down here onto this natural. Things are starting to get a little bit weird here. as the army is splitting up and SCVs are trying to block. Rush is doing his absolute best to make the most out of these units. This defense is actually going to be successful. Wow, he holds on. Another round of Zealots is coming, though. Despite holding on there, he's lost a lot of tanks. And it's scrappy enough right now that Best may be able to just, yeah, keep on sending it, keep on rallying across the map, and the ball keeps rolling here. Rush has to tap out of that game. One thing about Best is that you always know there's another round of Zealots making its way forward. There's always a big strand coming across the map. The pain train is coming your way after every attack. 7, 10 Zealots immediately trailing behind, coming in to finish you off. And even though it looked like Rush was somewhat holding there, he had killed nearly all the Dragoons. He was getting some more forces out to defend. It's just the non-stop rallies coming across the map from Best as he's continuing to expand and grow. It's just so hard to win from a position like that. And although he could have gutted it out and continued to try to hold on there, similar to what Best did in game number 1. Looks like Rush is a little bit more willing to just say, let's go next and give it another try. He's got his second chance here on Metropolis. Down in the bottom left, we got a cross-map situation. Nexus first out of Best. Confident play from him. Dropping that Nexus first immediately, and Rush is not going to scout this for a little bit. He's going to be a little bit frustrated, of course. Cross spawn Nexus first. It's not just a meme, it's a lifestyle. It's a truly difficult build to contend with. And this is a 2-minute 30 factory. Not the fastest factory in the world. It's not an 11 gas, it's a 12 gas here with a vulture timing that I don't believe is going to be able to punish this. Best should be just slipping out his first Dragoon, getting it down the ramp as the vultures make its way over to his natural rush. End scout bottom right to bottom, or to top left. Best, of course. Nexus first. Cross spawn scout. The best of all worlds here for Best. Getting a good amount of luck. He's spending all his luck here in this game to get this amazing start. We'll see if Rush can find a way to recover the position, if he can find a way to eke out a victory here against Best, because it's not going to be easy. Best absolutely king when it comes to macro. And with this much of a macro lead, his Zealots will be legion in this game. Absolute legion. Best. There it is. As you can see, Dragoons arrive. And oh my gosh, okay, he's gonna go around with the second Dragoon. Can he make it down here in time? One more hit on that. He's gonna try to cut it off. It's so close. Can he get it? Oh, he turned around. Oh my gosh, he didn't believe. He did not believe. He should have trusted himself to catch that vulture. It had to go around that corner. It was cut off and it had to head south. He had the opportunity. He could have caught it. Still, the position is pretty great. I mean, if you cross-spawn Nexus first. You're going up against cross-spawn Nexus first, and you lose your first vulture. Like, how can it get any worse? In terms of opener, that is pretty rough, but Rush gets out, at least avoids complete disaster. Oh, okay. Nice. Just managed to deal with that that mine, but he doesn't know about this starport in the center right. You know, this starport right here, this reminds me so much of StarCraft 2. This proxy starport is extremely close to the Protoss base. It's going to allow these vultures to get in just that tiny little bit faster, right? Around that 6-minute mark is about when you could possibly have a drop coming in. So Bess is already here with the Dragoons. And it doesn't look like Rush is really going to get much out of this. We'll see. We'll see if he can get some sort of a lucky mine connection. If he can get in here and just slide by, get a bunch of kills. I would be surprised, though, with Best already in this spot. Already here with the Dragoons. Like, he is going to be able to get over here very quickly. Oh, I love the Sim City. Oh, my God. That is some sick Sim City. I love it. Absolutely shut down. Run by into the natural. It's going to get a little damage. 2-3 probes, but that gateway was absolutely goated there. Blocking out the vultures completely. The forethought in how to deal with these vultures, absolutely amazing from Best. And that's been shut down. That's been dealt with. The starport has been sent back. He blocks this drop at the third. Dude, Best is looking really good this series. He is looking really good. Despite that first game, I think he's looking better than Rush so far. He's looking more motivated with that fantasy GG timing in game number 1 and that stellar performance game number 2. Here he's taken the little bit of a risk with that Nexus first, but he's compensated appropriately and he's defended everything, including this drop, extremely well. I would be surprised if Best lost this game, and I think he's looking poised to maybe take this series. Just based on the first few games, guys, just based on the performances, like, you have good days and bad days. I feel like this is a good day for Best. I could be proven wrong. Maybe I'm completely giving him my caster's curse. You guys know my caster curse is extremely strong. But we'll see. Time will tell. Best is set up now on 3 bases and continuing to scout, looking for that third out of Rush. Rush is trying to utilize this dropship. He managed to save it from the original drop and is getting a reasonable number of kills here. 3 Dragoons kills off the vultures pretty quick. But it was still able to get a little bit of value out of that. A little bit of additional value out of that dropship. Not bad. Rush now with 6 factories. It's looking like a 1-1 6-factory timing attack is going to be coming out of Rush. I thought that maybe he would try to take a third here and get into your standard up mech style of play because of the positionings here. The position, you know, he's got that third base. It's pretty reasonable to come out and take that third. Wouldn't be too difficult in this spot, and he's got the starport already done. So adding on a science facility. It's not that expensive. And you can immediately start your +2 on time. Get that +2 upgrade. Maybe gear up for like a 3 base, 8 factory, 9 factory push. But it doesn't seem like he's headed in that direction. To me, it looks like Rush wants to go for a 1-1 timing. I mean, getting 6 factories just to take the 3rd, it seems like overkill. Maybe it's not, though. Maybe he's calculated this. Like, if Best has Nexus first, he's just gonna have too much of a army advantage. If I only go for 5 factories. 5 factories would be the standard, right? You take 5 factories. It used to be even less than that, guys. It used to be way less. Like, you used to be able to get away with 3, 4 factories, take your 3rd base, and then go into, you know, your upgrades, get your +2, get your +3 upgrades. That's no longer TVP. Like, this is just not possible anymore. Not with mass shuttle style, not with the speed that Protoss players are getting into Storm and just ripping apart these defensive positions. Now it's kind of standard to go 5 factories, but look at this. With 6 factories, can Rush hold on? Here comes that drop I was talking about with the mass shuttles. Look at how many Zealots are suddenly on top of everything. There's Storms already. Dragoons up onto the ramp immediately. Marines have moved over here to try and help out, but they don't have a bunker with them. And now the Vultures here, they get dove upon. Another round of Zealots, of course, making its way through the Dragoons here, getting on top of everything. It's very likely that Best will be able to deny this base. A lot of Dragoons up here, just ripping apart these Zealots, jumping on top of the tanks now as they try to come up the ramp. It's so hard to defend this. It's a shame that Rush didn't get rid of that mineral patch on the ramp, because it's really blocking him here. It's really making things hard, making his life difficult. A lot of Dragoons go down there as they try to assault that ramp. He has managed to drive back some of these units. I do not see a round of Zealots coming across the map to try and assist this attack and try to keep it going, but Best has reset a lot of this tank count. He's really slowed down Rush. He's killed a ton of SCVs as well, but Rush is somehow ahead in supply. I don't think that converts into a great position. Unless Rush can do something with it right now. I mean, he lost so many tanks. He lost so many tanks. He's just coming across the map right now. I don't know if this is a good idea. He's going to try for it, though. Coming up onto the ramp, setting up these tanks. This one will go down immediately. It's just, you're so scrappy here as Best. Dropping Zealots on top of tanks. There's going to be Storms. Of course, mass Zealot Dragoon popping out here. I don't think he can hold this one. This is so many Zealots and Dragoons. One Goliath does make it its way forward here. Oh, can it get the kill on the shuttle? I think he might have just barely killed that. The Storm goes down. Dragoons and Zealots getting in between the rally point and this small army. 6 tanks is all he has right now. He's going to counter. Counter attack is not a bad idea. Best going to dive on top of this base. He for sure will deny this base. This base has nothing here to assist, so it's just going to immediately lift and try to back away. This is buying some time for Best as he moves to try to save this base. Oh my god, what a storm. 2 storms here, gonna kill 2 of these tanks. Oh my gosh, he dropped the High Templar to bait the storm, or to bait the tank shot and actually killed the tank. You've got to be kidding me. I think that's the first time I've ever seen a Templar bomb. And it may end up actually saving this base as well, because Army is coming forward here to assist. And oh, the mine connection there at the end. Yeah, this attack was doomed to fail. Rush not able to, with such a small army, bowl over Best, but he's going to try again. Coming forward here with 4 more tanks. I seriously doubt that Best will be rolled over by this attack, and there's just no third base anymore, which is the big problem here. Oh, wow, what a huge mine, actually. Getting rid of a lot of zealots with that mine. Like 6 zealots with 1 mine is pretty crazy, but GG is called. Rush taps out. Best is looking absolutely fantastic. All right, straight into game number 4, and look at this. SCV being sent out very, very early here by Rush. Best is spawning in the top left-hand corner. Where are we going? Rush straight to the center? Where is he heading? Hold on. You're checking bottom left? Center left. Oh, we're gambling. Welcome to the casino, boys. Rush sending 2 SCVs to center left. This is a BBS. BBS. Double rack center left. What do we do if Best spawned in bottom right? Rush? Do absolutely nothing. I can't believe this. Oh my gosh, this this probe from Best heading bottom left goes right past the high ground there. That is wild. That is absolutely crazy. Instant win if he goes up that ramp. But of course, you would never go up that ramp. There's no reason to go up there. This is a silly build, what we've got right here. It's a 50-50. Actually, it's 2 out of 3, right? I guess it's a little bit better than 50-50. He knows he's either on the left-hand side of the map or the right-hand side of the map. And there's only 1 spawn on the right and 2 spawns on the left, so 66% chance he's able to find his opponent. He's able to initiate this rush. And he sees him here with the SCV right off the bat. Probe comes in, he sees nothing. Did he not see the base? Wait, he thinks his bottom right. Oh my gosh. No. Oh no, he didn't check the base. He didn't check the minerals. Oh my gosh. We have a zealot headed bottom right, and here comes the Marines. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Here we go. Probes are going to be pulled off the line. This should be such an easy hold for Best, but unfortunately the zealot is so far away. I think he will be able to prevent the bunker. He does stop the SCV from building, but these Marines are getting a lot of damage. He's killing a lot of probes here, and that's so many Marines. I think he's going to win this game. I think he's going to win this game. He does get on top. He gets on top with all the probes. The probes are dealing a lot of damage here, but you know what? The bunker is done, and the probe count is so incredibly low. He guns down each individual probe, and he's opened up the position. Here's the zealot coming back from the front line. Imagine if that zealot was at home. He would have easily won this game, but everything goes wrong for Best, and everything goes right for Rush. So both Best and Rush are out of luck. Best spent all of his luck in that game on Metropolis. Rush spent all of his luck in that last game. Just incredible levels of luck there on Knockout. Barely missing the scout, not checking that high ground, of course, and then not checking. I mean, this, I call it luck, but the luck was really that Best was on the left-hand side of the map. Everything else was due to Best not scouting, right? Especially not going up into the base and seeing the CC. Like, you gotta actually check the minerals, man. That's the thing. Best got away with that Nexus first. There's always a chance Rush is going to get frustrated and try to go for something crazy. Try to get a rush going and end the game early. Try to punish something like a Nexus first. It wasn't Nexus first there, but still managed to get the win because of the mis-scouting from Best. Crazy. Game number 3 there, but here we are on Dominator. Rush looks like a gasless fast expand from him. Gasless fast expand was super popular here for a very long time. Still not a bad build at all, of course. Very important to get up here onto the high ground early, so your opponent cannot punish you by holding your high ground and just preventing you from getting up there easily. Take your expansion. He's actually taken his gas, so perhaps not. Perhaps here Rush just wanting to have control over his high ground rather than being down on that low ground. He'd like to be up here. I mean, okay, he pulls off with gas. He's actually going to take the CC. This is kind of an interesting hybrid, what we're seeing right now. I feel like I've seen something similar to this before. Not exactly what we're seeing, but this is an interesting middle-of-the-road build, right? He went for the barracks supply on high ground. Then he gets the gas geyser. Usually you would get the bunker, or you would get the CC, then the bunker. But instead he grabs the gas, then the bunker, then mines about 50 gas, pulls 2 off of gas, and then takes the CC. I wonder if this is because of the scouting here. Maybe if he saw that the Nexus wasn't down yet, he was going to make a faster factory. But since he saw the Nexus start immediately, he decided to go ahead and start his CC, pull off of that gas. And now he's going to be getting his factory. After the CC starts, he gets back into gas. I think this is like a modular build. A very customizable build, I think, is what we're seeing right now. Something that can really easily shift and change based on what the Protoss opponent is up to. I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. This is something I definitely wouldn't attempt if I was playing some Terran on ladder, for sure. This seems like something you really have to have mapped out in your head. Like, you've got to be very dialed in, tuned in to what the Protoss is thinking and how they're going to be acting, what their game plan is, so that you can utilize this properly. But Rush is an incredibly skilled player, definitely one of the best Terran players in the world right now. I would say top 3 for sure. And so he's going to be able to utilize this to make sure he takes no bunker damage. He doesn't need to do any repairing. I think that's what the build is meant to do, is to get the CC out as quickly as possible without having to repair your bunker at all, without having any pressure on your front. If your opponent is angling towards quicker Dragoons and quicker pressure, then you go for a quicker tank to make sure that you don't suffer that pressure. And if they're taking a faster Nexus, then you can pull off and get quickly into your own CC. Looks like an SCV going to get trapped behind the mineral patches there at the natural. That's pretty annoying. Not really anything you can really do about that, unfortunately. This is a DT play. Wow, DT drop? Vulture slips by into the main and gets shut down by the invisible men. That's actually a blessing for Rush. That means that he's completely scouted this. He knows exactly what's coming here, and he can just set up turrets everywhere. He can get fully prepared for this attack. Big mistake. We didn't get to see the natural and see what happened there with the best. Letting that Vulture slip by, though, was a massive error. That is huge. Now Rush is fully prepared for this. It's not the end of the world, but it would definitely be better if he could have kept this under wraps a little bit longer. As it stands, he's going to fly in here, possibly end up dropping on top of a mine. That would be pretty likely at this point. Oh, he's actually found a little spot here. Maybe he can drop. No. Two Goliaths come up. They're going to push everything away. He can't stay. And dropping. Oh, no, you know what? He could have dropped the DTs there. He could have dropped the DTs there. There's no comsat yet. With no comsat, I mean, he could have dropped the DTs and maybe, you know, poked at the supply depot or whatever. It's fine. He needs to keep DTs alive as the main priority to prevent Rush from immediately coming across the map, because it's probably going to be an Arbiter follow-up, and you need the DTs to kind of slow things down. They serve a similar function to the Reaver, just slowing things down, maybe dealing a little damage as the opponent is coming out, but in a different way, right? You're forcing scans. You know, you may be picking a couple of things off here and there, but mostly you're forcing scans. And then the Arbiter's going to come in with that extra cloaking field. If the Terran is trying to push you, they're going to eventually run out of detection, and you may be able to just overwhelm them. Look at all the factories right now. My goodness. 6 factories here. Is this another 6 factory in order to take the 3rd base? I'm curious. I'm not sure. Doesn't seem like it's a similar situation to what we saw last time. Like last game, Nexus first, there was going to be a lot of units. He knew it. Getting the 6 factory just to take the 3rd, I think it feels a little bit more reasonable. Here, I feel like he's going to push. 6 factory push. Seems like what we're seeing. DT here. Let's get dealt with, but that's exactly what was meant to do. Best just going to spread out these DTs one by one, sending them in. Not sending them all in at once. Want to force a scan for each DT. 1 scan, 2 scans have been sent. There's the 3rd. Now, maximum what Rush has left is 1 scan, right? There's no way he's got more than 1 scan left. And after that scan, he's going to have to wait about 20 seconds. 20 more seconds after the scan, maybe 30 seconds. And so it's a bit of a difficult push to pull off. He's going to start to set up this turret down here. Best loses most of his zealots pretty darn quickly. He's fighting from the high ground, but turrets are starting to get it set up. If he doesn't get over here and start to shut down these turrets, there's going to be a very strong position here for Rush to keep pushing forward. And he's kind of over top of the main base now, right? You can start to shell into the main base from this position. Oh my god, he's going to lose the shuttle. Zealot drops did not do well. Tank's starting to hit stuff in the main base now. He's going to start to hit the gateways. Can he actually hit the gateways? No, but it looks like he can hit some of the units that are popping out in the main. He's going to float this barracks over. If he goes up onto the high ground, he can definitely hit the gateway. If he goes back a little bit and up onto that high ground, he can definitely hit those gateways and really put the pressure onto Best. However, it seems like Rush... Okay, he can actually hit that one right there. Seems like Rush wants to push forward, even up onto this high ground, as soon as possible. Definitely going to want to get in here before Arbiters have energy and their abilities ready to start dealing that real damage. or to actually engage this. Not that the Arbiter does damage, but that you're gonna be able to utilize that stasis to do damage to this army, dropping the stasis on the back tanks and leading with zealots under the cloaking field is what's going to be strong. Man, Rush is doing really, really well though. Look at how quickly and perfectly he's pushing forward here with all of his tanks spread so well. It's going to be really tough to break this. Very tough indeed. And you can see why the Arbiter is just kind of gone by the wayside for a lot of people. A lot of Protoss players are just not really utilizing this tech anymore. It's pretty hard to pull off against the way that Terran's can play against it. Terran's very, very good at dealing with this. And really, this is all going to go back to the scout on the DT drop. The DT drop did not do well because that vulture got in. It got the scouting information, and it gave Rush everything he needed to know to go for this attack and just make it work. Here comes a Arbiter into the main. Is this a recall? I think it is. But a very small recall indeed. Just a few units here, and mines are going to connect with a lot of that. Some of these tanks do end up going down, but it looks like the rallies will deal with everything best. He tried it. He went for the Arbiter play, but it's just not his forte. It's not the strongest meta build right now. And it's been handily shut down by Rush. Yes, it's painful to be losing this. I can't believe he's bringing back tanks right now. That's crazy to me. I thought he would definitely deal with this with just pure rallies. But surprisingly, bringing a lot of this stuff back, a lot of these tanks back, maybe this gives an opportunity for Best to break out of the natural. If Best breaks out of the natural, then the game kind of resets. Yeah, he's actually going to bust this. I am so shocked. I am so shocked that he decided to turn that around. That he turned all of these tanks around and went back home. He was going to be popping like 5 vultures at a time? 5 vultures popping out at a time? You can't deal with... It was like 4 zealots and a dragoon at the natural? That's crazy to me, and we're going to have a stasis here soon. I think he just casted it. Yes, he did. He cast the stasis. Zealots come out. There's lots of mines on top of this stuff. It's very close. He may be able to break this, guys. It's really, really close right here. He's going to get the mine off. He does get the mine. He kills a lot of these tanks, but look at how far back the tank line goes, all the way up towards the middle of the map there. There's even a tank way back in the back line, and that just doesn't quite have enough. It's so close though to an actual breakout, and there's no second or no third base from Rush. No third base at all to speak of. These zealots die. More Goliaths make their way to the front, and no, it looks like Rush is just gonna close off the airflow for Baz. He's gonna get in here just in the nick of time with these tanks and set up kind of an unbeatable position. That Arbiter gets one more spell off. 2 more tanks get stuck in stasis, but there's just not enough zealots coming out here. As you can see, just a few zealots short of making this work. It does have a moment here without any scans coming down that he can start to push forward a little bit further, but man, there's just so many tanks. And there goes the Arbiter. It goes down. Arbiter does die. And there it is. It's over. And it is kind of funny listening to the Chinese commentators here, the Chinese observers, saying that the game is over now that the Arbiter is dead. Still 1,400 minerals in the bank. Best, does he have something? Does he have any kind of spell here? Oh my gosh, pretty good mine. Not the greatest stasis. Running out of money is Rush. Same goes for Best though. Zealots, a lot of Zealots going. Where did all these Zealots come from? Hold on a second. Just hitting his macro. Is he actually going to break out? There's no way. There's no way Best breaks out of this. Hold on. Hold on. That is ridiculous. He's actually going to possibly break out. Again, just 2 tanks left. Rush is still hanging in there. There's another Arbiter here. If he gets another stasis, I mean, there's only going to be like 5, 6 tanks at this front line. If he can stasis like 2 or 3 of them, he might be able to break it again. Oh, pushing forward here. Where's the scan? He does throw down the scan. He's completely unsieged. Trying to take this fight. All the Zealots go down. Arbiter's still here. It's got to be almost ready with the stasis. He pulls in another mine. Another kill on another tank. The Goliaths here do manage to push back this Arbiter, but it's still alive. This is some great control with the Arbiter. Killing off a lot of these tanks. One more stasis. Does he have it? He doesn't, but he's just doing such a good job with the Arbiter here. Look at that Arbiter control. I mean, I don't get to say that very often, but look at the way that he's diving back and forth with the Arbiter, avoiding the Goliaths and keeping almost the entire army covered with cloak. Are you kidding me? What a hold. What an insane hold. And an amazing win from Best. I really thought he was cooked. I really thought he was cooked there. I think that Rush thought so too, as did our Chinese commentators, but he manages to pull it out. All right, guys, a match point here. Litmus for map number 6. Rush. Gotta be feeling a little discouraged after that last game, man. It really felt like he had it. Felt like he had it in the bag. But that hold, that was an incredible hold. Really one of the better holds I've seen. One of the better uses of Arbiters I've seen. Not just like getting massive stasis or doing an amazing recall, but the way, if you look back at that game, the way that he was microing there with the Arbiter, the way he was pulling that thing back and avoiding the Goliaths, keeping the front of the army covered in that cloaking field at all times. Pretty impressive showing here from Best indeed. You've been able to pull out the old Arbiter style and make it work. Definitely putting on a good show for us back at home. And I'm very glad that we got the chance to take a look at this cast, take a look at this series. Again, big shout out to iCow, our Chinese counterparts, for putting up the money for this, for organizing and funding this show match. And then, of course, giving permission for myself to cast the VODs so that we can enjoy them here in the English-speaking community. Ooh, getting on top of this group of Marines, but it looks like we'll end up losing all of those Zealots. That's a little bit rough. Not really getting the damage that he was looking for, and in fact, Rush will just cancel his bunker because of that cleanup. Able to just skip over that. Wait, is that a second factory? Oh my goodness. Rush faking him out. He started the bunker And he's just going to go double factory, trying to end the game right here, right now. Best. Getting his Nexus right now. Is he going to skip range? That's the big question. If he skips range, he is absolutely boned. This is going to crush his soul. If he has range and the second gateway finishing up here soon, there may be a chance. You can hold on. No, he skipped range. Oh, he's done. He is cooked. Put a stick in him, man. Best is absolutely cooked. This two-factory play, absolutely fantastic choice here from Rush. He cleared out the Zealots with little problem, with almost no problem at all. And he's picked this build, he's picked this Rush in the perfect moment when Best got a little bit greedy with the follow-up, when he decided, I'm not going to need range. I'm going to go directly into this Reaver play. Now, if the Reaver comes out during this attack, if Rush hasn't completely destroyed Best by the time the Reaver pops out, maybe there's something he can do some magic with the Reaver, but this is going to be insanely difficult to hold. Here they are. Vultures sprinting in here. Exactly what they should, getting right up in the face of these Dragoons. A lot of probes going down immediately. Getting on top here with the probes, trying to get some damage. There goes the mine. It almost connects there. Dragoons fighting directly against these tanks is pretty good. He gets the second tank. That's actually huge. Getting the tank kill, even though he doesn't have range. But you know what? It's still a little bit too much. The Vulture rally here is getting on top of this high ground now. The mines are getting set up. He does manage to slip out an Observer. Okay, so it was 2-gate Observer, and he did throw down a 3rd gate as well behind that. And so, you know what? Maybe he still survives here and kills this last tank. He's actually going to get it. He gets the last tank, and that's it. GG. He does hold it. Wow, just like that. I really thought the Best was going to be cooked here as well. Really nice game by him. So it looks like the Chinese organizers ponied up another prize pool for a additional best of 3 here between Rush and Best. So we'll probably cover that in the next couple of days, maybe next week. I'm just kidding. We're gonna watch it right now. Let's go. Let's go watch this best of 3. Here it is, the best of 3. See if Best can take this one home as well. Got Rush over here in the top left-hand corner. Best down in the bottom left. Definitely Best on fire today. And Rush doesn't seem to be able to keep up. Maybe he needs to pull out some more cheese. Like, most of these games have been won by trickery from Rush. Whether that be, you know, a 2 racks play, a BBS, a hidden base. That's been his key to victory in these games so far. It seems like if Best gets off the ground, if he gets himself into a normal game, he is just far and away the better player. And I think that's been the trend for Best lately, is that he's almost unstoppable when it comes to Protoss versus Terran. We've seen it in the KCM. We've seen it in the ASL. We've seen it just about everywhere. And I think that if Best was a little, just a tad bit stronger versus Zerg, if he can get his timings and his scouting to perfection, to a level of perfection, he is going to become an ASL champion. It's coming, guys. I don't know. It's really a race between him and Snow. Who's gonna make it there first? Because it's certainly a tight race. Both of these guys have been grinding. These guys have been putting in the work. and improving by leaps and bounds. Both are insanely good versus Terran, and still struggling slightly with that versus Zerg matchup. We almost saw Best beat out Soma. And what an amazing finals that would have been if it was Best versus Snow in the ASL this last finals. My gosh. Would have been insane, but Soma brought a new style. Soma brought in that mix-up style of play, going for Spire and Hydralisk Den pretty much every single game, and then swapping back and forth between the two techs. He's just very good with that style. And wow, look at this. Gonna try and punish this Nexus first. Best. Can he hold this push? That's so many SCVs coming across the map. Got a very fast Vulture coming here as well. Can he actually break this? And will Best even try to contest it? He might just pull the probes. He might just run. Yeah, might as well just get out of here. Let the Nexus die. So many SCVs have been pulled here. He's going to be losing a ton of mining time here. And in the end, the Nexus is not that big of a deal. I mean, he already got quite a few probes built off of it. He does kill an SCV here. Every SCV he kills is going to be pretty huge. It's actually going to give him an even bigger lead here, and it's up to Rush to actually get the kill on this as well. Mines upgrades should be on the way back at home. Rush only built the 2 Vultures and then put the add-on down, so he will have mines here very, very soon. The Nexus will fall, and only 1 SCV was killed. 2 SCVs left back at home. Some players will leave 3. Some will only leave the 2. That's going to allow this bunker to go down pretty quickly, but it does give Rush a little bit more economy back at home during this. Let's see if Best can break out before mines get laid down here. He could try to come down the ramp on the left-hand side, try to make some space for himself, but he's being very cautious. Being very cautious right now. Doesn't come down the ramp just yet. Mines are going to be very important here. If Rush loses some of these Vultures, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Okay, he's running forward here. Mines are going to be targeted down. 2 mines go down. There's only 1 mine here now. He should be able to remove this. Can he push forward? There's the range. Range upgrade is done. Is this mine going to end up connecting? No, it does not. Now the bunker's going to go down, and the counterattack could be pretty scary. This is a lot of Dragoons right now, and more are coming. Nexus is going to get thrown down here. There's almost nothing back at home. No Vultures out on the map. No mines out on the map either. And so if he just comes straight across, following this Zealot, let the Zealot tank any potential mines. Oh, he's just going to go for the 3rd Nexus. Okay. I was like, it looks scary right now, guys. Look, we got 1 tank, 1 Vulture, and there's like 8 Dragoons here. 6, excuse me. Would be quite scary if he just walks straight across. If you walk straight across the map, no bunker back at home for Rush. He's expecting that Best is going to stay back, that he's not going to attack right now. And this is a relatively even game, all things considered. Best was able to save every single probe. He dealt with that containment very effectively, and he double expands immediately. It's nice to prevent the Nexus first, but things have really evened up in this game. It's definitely not a big advantage for Rush here. And in fact, we'll see if there's any Vulture run-bys or anything can occur to give Rush a better advantage. Oof, loses that Vulture. That's pretty rough. Wanted to come in there to check and see if there's a 3rd, or even try to deny a probe coming over there, but the Nexus is already halfway done. And losing the vulture is a bit painful. Did manage to put out all of its mines, but having that scout on the map, you know, checking for additional bases is very useful. 3 Dragoons here at the front, just kind of poking in, getting rid of the mines here at the front. There's just 2 tanks on that high ground, so Best sees the defenses here and maybe realizes that maybe I could have just run right across the map and done some damage, but it's fine. Best just going to play it safe. Check for those hidden bases. He's not going to be fooled again. Fool me 3 times, fool me twice. Shame on you. Fool me. You can't get fooled again. All right, you can't get fooled again. For you old heads, I mean, all of you are old heads out there. You know what I'm talking about. You guys get the reference. That's a lot of factories coming up right now in Rush. Maybe just gonna follow this up with a 6 factory all-in attack. 1 vulture managing to slip by here, but a dragoon popping out at the precise moment. Oh my gosh, these dragoons. Oh, they won't move. Oh, that's crazy. You got like an extra 2 probes because those dragoons wouldn't move through the line there. Gonna continue this harassment. No turret in the natural. Uh-oh. No turret in the natural yet. Oh, okay. That duds. That's a big dud right there. Oh my gosh. Nice shot. Getting a lot of damage. Almost killing off this tank. Tank very low. Ah, he found a location just barely out of range here where he can land this Reaver. Do a little bit more damage. I don't think there's any location now where he can actually land this Reaver without immediately losing it. So he's going to go around the side, back in towards the natural. There is a turret finish here now, and he will end up losing this. Can he get one more shot? Oh my... Okay. Nice stop position there. Very nice stop position on those SCVs to make sure that that would dead out. And Rush starts to push forward. Rush gonna come out here. He's got a pretty even supply, but a lot of gateways are finishing up right now. And a standing army from Best. Not looking that scary. He does have Reaver though. Try to slow this down. Slow this down with Reaver as he can. One more shot gets the tank kill. Nice job lowering the number of tanks here. There's really not that many. And so every tank kill is going to be really important. These Dragoons are so clumped up. A triple kill there from the shot cannon. And so Best will be shoved back. No Zealot speed, but it's about to finish up. That's a lot of Zealots popping out right now. He does need to keep some of these Dragoons alive, though. Keep the Dragons alive. Pure Zealot is not going to do too well as the vultures rally across the map. You need the Dragoons in combination with the Zealots to take on the vultures and clear the mines so that the Zealots can really do their work. He's going to try to come forward here with the slow Zealots getting on top of this army. There's the Zealot speed. It picks up just in the nick of time here as the fight is taking place. He's dropping Zealots here in the back line, but not enough Dragoons are here to fight. And this push coming across the bridge is really scary. Rush with this big counterattack. Managing to get a lot of work done. Killing off that first round of Zealots is huge. Tank goes down here. Really good control with this Reaver to get as much damage as he can. No Observer right now. No Observer over this is really hurting him. Oh my gosh, this is really painful right now for Best. He just doesn't have an Observer. There it is. It does come forward now. The Reaver's gone. Dragoons are dead. Zealots are falling as well. Here's another round of Dragoons, but they're all getting caught on this barracks. The barracks is buying so much time right now. And so the Dragoons here are just kind of on an A move. Are going to end up doing almost nothing. Such a long trail of tanks going back and back and back there across the bridges is just such a difficult position to break. And there it is, GG. Rush wins game number 1 in this best of 3. All right, guys, into game number 2 here. Best spawning in the top left. Rush now in bottom left. And that was pretty impressive. Hey, Rush did a great job. Managed to deal with that Nexus first. Smash through that and have a great follow-up. The 6 factory play is strong as ever. Hard to defend, and you know, the push towards the 3rd was really, really solid. You could see that Best wanted to get over there and defend that. He wanted to prevent the setup at that location. Ended up taking a lot of losses, trying to fight the army out on the map, and just didn't have enough to dislodge the position. Felt like the Zealot speed was a little bit behind schedule as well. I'm not sure if that was the case or what, but we'll see if Rush can close out this series here, or will Best be able to bring it back. Sending Zealot across the map immediately with this forward gateway. Wants to put on the pressure with the Zealot probe, and Rush is going to find himself in a bit of a troublesome situation here. In fact, having to pull a lot of SCVs to try and deal with this. Zealot runs by into the main base. Probe will fall. But another Zealot is coming on. Just natural. Should be able to delay the CC even further. And it really has to be careful with this Zealot in the main too. Like, you can't just ignore this and go to the natural to defend. Another SCV goes down. This is really starting to hurt Rush. Gonna come in from multiple angles here, try to get on top of this. Zealot here in the front line, actually gonna get connections on this, but the great surround there at the bottom of the ramp. SCV is completely surrounding that Zealot. Manages to take that out without taking too much damage. It's still a lot though. This is still pretty painful. A lot of SCVs have been off the line for a good amount of time. And SCVs have been lost as well. So overall, a pretty resounding success for Best. But he's not following up with a really quick Nexus. SCV manages to slip out here. That's a little bit unfortunate for Best. That Dragoon was there to prevent anything from getting out on the map. Looks like he'll catch the SCV with the secondary Dragoon. Still a Zealot running around inside this main. Can't quite get the SCV on the factory though. And so this will end up going down. Another Dragoon. Nope. Probe on the ramp. Probe on the ramp going to be blocking. He sees no Nexus. That's a big tell as to what's coming here. Something quick. Something is coming. He's not sure exactly what it is, but it's got to be something crazy. He doesn't know if it's a Reaver or a DT. Secretly, though, it's going to be a DT. DT is on the way. Best. Really, it is unfortunate for Best that he didn't catch that SCV coming out with that initial Dragoon. If he put like 2 or 3 hits on that SCV, then the follow-up Dragoon, the Dragoon that was coming across the map, could have finished it off, and the lack of Nexus would never have been revealed. As it stands, Rush can just prepare. Just prepare for everything. Just start throwing down turrets. Put turrets all over the place. Get siege mode as quickly as possible. Cover all the bases. And he should be fine. DT is making its way across the map. No drop or anything here from Best. Instead, just gonna go for the DT. Just try to walk by. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen here. Oh, maybe he can go around the outside. All right, gonna get to the corner here. Maybe he can hit an SCV from the outside and not get detected. Looks like he can. And so the SCVs will have to be pulled here. Tank sieged up. We'll be defending this bunker. And eventually should be able to get rid of this DT as well. Now that there's another turret here, I don't think the DT can actually attack any of the SCVs in the mineral line without getting punished by that siege tank. So this DT play is over. Nothing else Best can do with this aside from make a few more DTs and make it hard for Rush to push. Rush will be reliant on turrets and scans to make any sort of a push happen. And those can be depleted quite quickly by the DT play. And so Best is kind of safe right now. He can build a third Nexus and just try to kind of macro out of this early game deficit. Definitely a deficit was had here. I mean, going into DTs on one base, it is pretty rough. Oh, look at this. Switching into Reaver. Usually the follow-up to something like this is Arbiter. But Best deciding against that style of play. Gonna go into Reaver here. And most likely into Storm. So we're gonna have lots of speed shuttles with Reavers and Storm flying around. And otherwise a kind of gateway man style of play. He hasn't taken the third, which I'm a little bit surprised about. Try and get some damage here, but not really able to get much. Just a couple of SCVs maybe. Maybe one, maybe two. In that natural for that DT. So hardly worth it in the grand scheme of things. He's going to come over here and see that there's no third base. No third base here just yet. So that's, I mean, you got to be a little bit surprised here. 8 minutes on, Best does not have a third. He must be teching hard. And if I was in Rush's position, I would be anticipating a Arbiter play. This must be 2-base Arbiter. But then again, I'm not a pro player. Maybe Rush has the complete download on this. He sees the no Nexus. He knows. It's just, traditionally speaking, Arbiter play, pretty strong. Arbiter play is pretty good. And it's a great transition from early DTs. Maybe he's going to be surprised about this Reaver. Maybe not. If he's got a turret, if he's got turrets in his main, ready to defend against this Reaver, mines and stuff, I guess that he will be, that he was fully aware. But let's just see. Dropping the Reaver here. See, turret was just coming up. I don't think he knew about this. I don't think he was aware of this. But it looks like he's well prepared enough that he should be able to defend. Just with the sheer amount of tanks back at home, he's going to be able to bully this away. So the Reaver really gets nothing. Best in a rough position. Best going to have a hard time here. Nothing what he's done has actually worked. And so we may be seeing Rush take home some prize money today, despite losing the best of 7. You may be able to get a little bit of a payout for this best of 3. By the way, I talked to my contact. I talked to RJB, and we're not sure exactly how much money is placed on these games. We're not really sure what the prize pool is here, but it's significant enough to draw in these Korean pros who regularly play for thousands of dollars in the Pro League. And so I'm assuming it's at least hundreds of dollars that these organizers have managed to put together through donations or what have you. And so we really appreciate that. We're really grateful for that. This drop on the tanks here at the back line is pretty sick. He's done a lot of damage with this. That one tank surviving on such low HP. Gonna go after these tanks here on the high ground as well. He's just ripping this apart. Man, Rush trying to push forward to take this third. Maybe a little bit too cavalier. Best has just ripped this asunder, broken through this lineup. He's at the same time losing some probes back at home, but this is fantastic for Best. The dive on top of that third, that attempted third, pays off, and Best smashes through. I don't know exactly what Rush was thinking there. I mean, he saw that there was no third for a really long time. Have to know that there's that money is going somewhere. If it's not going to, you know, making additional bases, if it's not going to powering up the economy, then he must be working on his army supply. He must have a lot of stuff. And he still had that Reaver that tried to harass the main base. He picked up another, and he easily smashed that army. And now, I mean, Russia's just lost a lot. He's going to come out here and kill this shuttle, no doubt. The shuttle does go down, but the two Reavers are still alive. And so another shuttle can be brought forward here to pick up those Reavers. They're just going to retreat onto the high ground here for a moment. Still trying to hop over. Look, 3 attempts. 4 attempts it took. 4 attempts to get over this wall, and he finally has managed to do it. Probes will have to be pulled to surround this vulture and eventually kill it off. Oh my gosh, he manages to slip through there. We'll go over here to the right-hand side. That's so annoying for Best. Best is going to eventually kill this, but it's already got 3 kills. And it gets a 4th. 4 kill on that vulture is pretty darn annoying. But it took a lot of attempts to hop over that pylon wall. It is super difficult to hop over pylons. But the setup that we have over there at the natural, that's the kind of the only setup that it's possible to do it on. Like the pylons have to be touching only at the corner. And there's enough of a gap there where you can throw down the mine and try to hop over, and even then it's super hard to do. We're not going to get it on screen here, obviously, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, you can't hop over the pylons here at the natural, right? The ones that are stacked on top of each other. It has to be corner to corner to make it possible. And it just so happens that Best set up his pylon wall there at the natural, or at the third base, excuse me, in such a way that it was possible for Rush to hop over. So Rush got some damage, and he's managed to push forward, take this third base. This is looking good. Recovering from that initial attempt to take the third base. Generally, when the third base gets completely denied like that, the Terran player is in a very rough position, but looking at the supplies here, Rush is doing not bad at all. His big concern right now will have to be the storms that are coming. Best is going to have multiple Reavers and probably about 4 or 5 storms ready during this next attack. Rush is pulling everything together in order to start to come across this map. The 2 Reavers there on the high ground, of course, delaying things slightly. But it looks like he's absolutely wiped out those Reavers. No, the Reavers have managed to pick up and run away. Okay. So Best's going to retreat with those. It was a little bit hard to tell from the mini-map. Here comes that army. He'll have to be spreading really diligently here, making sure that he does not get wiped out by these storms. That's going to be the most critical part of this upcoming fight. Those 3 tanks are very close together. Army is going around this army of Rush. Storms getting thrown down here on the front line. It looks like a full-on counterattack from Best is coming. Or is he just going to flank this army? He's at least in between the rally point and the army here of Rush. Is heading over towards that third base, clearing these mines. It's taking him a little bit of time, but he will eventually clear these mines and get onto that third, possibly denying that for now. The army, though, is big, and it's moving into position at the natural. Is it time to maybe flank this army, because Dragoons are starting to go down as he tries to push into this third? Ooh, some big storms here at the front line, getting a lot of damage on these tanks, killing off about 4 tanks. Only a few Zealots are retreating here back at home. Okay, he's going to go ahead and flank this now. Can he drag some big mines into this big line of tanks? It's not really going that well. Zealots are getting cleaned up with some pretty good efficiency here. Rush unsieges and moves forward. There it is, GG. He gets his revenge. Rush wins this last best of 3. Really well played. Very good timing attack. You'll love to see it. Rush getting a little bit of conciliatory prize there after losing the best of 7. He takes home some money for himself. And there we have it, guys. Best of 7 and a best of 3 between Rush and Best. Let me know if you like this format, if you want to see more games like this. I know it's a little bit, it's not exactly the best viewing experience when you have the Chinese casters in the background talking, and I don't have control of the replay, but that's just the way it is. You know, these guys are doing a lot for the scene. They're, you know, putting together these tournaments, they're funding them, and they want to keep control of their replays. I think they probably have some sort of deal with the pro players as well. Like, hey, we're gonna have you guys play, but we're not going to sell the replays. We're not going to, you know, spread them around on the internet so people can just look at them and you know, get a download on them. Like, they don't want their opponents in the ASL or what have you to have the full information and, you know, their strategies downloaded. They don't want to have those replays spread around everywhere. So I kind of understand that. I also understand that they are the funders of these tournaments, so they get to do what they want with the replays. I'm just very glad that they're gonna allow us to restream these VODs and allow myself to, you know, cast these for you guys. Shout out to iCow, shout out to RJB. Thank you guys so much. And shout out to my Patreon supporters. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.